Oh, okay. So now we're about to move over to America's pastime, MLB, baby. You know what it is. We're gonna talk about the New York Mets. Those that familiar with the situation, we had some thumbs up and thumbs down, and I ain't talking about likes on YouTube. I'm talking the actual gestures were made by a couple of superstars by the New York Mets. You know, Javier Baez, Francisco Lindor, and Kevin Pillar. Here's the deal. You know, these guys, you know, they got a little frustrated with the fans. Not, you know, right, wrong, or indifferent. Got a little frustrated with the fans, and they kind of showed it with their emotions. And they did a gesture of thumbs down, and then we got what we got afterwards with the apology by Baez. So, without going too deep into it, Jay, um, simple question: was Baez, Lindor, and Pilar wrong for what they did?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they was dead wrong. This was unacceptable. First of all, the New York Mets they were in first place much of the season. They were in first place at the trade deadline, and they did what a lot of teams in the playoff hunt do. They went out and made some moves to try to get better. The biggest move they made was you bring in the Chicago Cubs shortstop Javier Baez. You bring him in there, and you expect him to strengthen your team and get better. And it has went completely downhill since the trade deadline. As of August 29th, they were 9-20 since the All-Star break, which is just horrible. So they've slid from first down to third, I believe. The Atlanta Braves have been red hot since then. They've jumped into first place. Philadelphia is also, I believe, they're in front of the New York Mets. So the Mets have went south. The Mets have went south. The Braves have come. Philadelphia is still in the swing of things, and this is just completely just a turn of events they likely did not see coming. And so obviously with that, it's just common sense. It's New York. It's the Mets. They obviously would like to experience some success because you got the Yankees in town with the 26 or however many World Series rings they be sporting. I mean, the Mets would like to win every now and again. So the fans, obviously, much of the city, like, oh yeah, we got it going on. We got DeGrom, we got Lindor up in here, Kevin Pillar with the broken nose, but he's still getting it done or whatever. Pete Alonso winning back-to-back, home run derbies and all the rest of it. And yet, after the trading deadline, when you get a bona fide superstar in Javier Baez, now the team all of a sudden can't win for whatever reason. I don't know the exact reason. I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to the Mets. But it does get me the attention when, listen, you go 9-20 since the trade deadline when you supposedly upgraded. Why the hell wouldn't the fans boo? It's just common sense. Anytime that a team is stinking up the joint, fans got every right to boo. They pay their good hard-earned dollars to come in there and these days deal with all the mandates and all the rest of it with COVID. They got every right to come in there and let them know how you feel within reason. Now, we're not out here just saying you can yell, whatever insults you want to yell and start slurring folks and all that. We're not here for that. But to simply come out there and boo is certainly within their right. And then for the players to react in such a way and say, you know what, we got something for the fans. Every time we get a hit, we're going to come out here and when we get to first base, we're going to put our thumbs down as like a response to the fans. And not only that, and this is obviously, you was wondering like, well, what's the big deal with that? Well, that in itself, whatever, because, some people, if they hadn't started running their mouths about it, it wouldn't have probably been a big deal. But then reporters, obviously, what I would guess is they come out and say, hey, what's the deal with the thumbs down? We don't see that one from time to time when, people having success out here. Oh, well, it's just a message to the fans because they don't believe in us. So we just giving them thumbs down or whatever they said. So now you went out and made it public and said, oh, we doing this to stick it to the fans. Oh, really? The same people that still, look, they obviously frustrated, but they still coming through and coming to the games and supporting y'all. The problem is y'all. How about y'all play better? Just to illustrate this for you, the New York Mets signed Francisco Lindor to a 10-year, $341 million contract this offseason. That would be the third highest contract in baseball, behind two names even Mookie Betts and Mike Trout. No disrespect.
Right.
And would you like to know what they've gotten out of that money? They got a guy batting 221 with 12 home runs and 38 RBIs and a 680 on base plus slugging percentage, also known as OPS. That is atrocious in every sense of the word. And that's what they got. But that's what they're getting from the third highest player in baseball and a top 5 talent at the shortstop position, bar none. And what did they do? They went out at the trading deadline, and because Lindor has been so god-awful, they acquired another top 5 talent at shortstop in Javier Baez. And since Javier Baez came over, he is batting a grand total of 227, 15 for 66, with 4 home runs and 8 RBIs, and a little bit better, a 736 OPS, but still way below par of what these guys should be doing. They deserve to get booed for this putrid performance that they putting out there.
So, all right, so let me make sure I'm following this. So, the New York Mets have 2 top 5 shortstops?
They do. What I believe they've done is I think they've shifted Lindor over to second. But this trade, they don't trade for Javi Baez if Francisco Lindor is playing anywhere up to his contract. They traded for Javi Baez because they just needed help, and they're like, well, we're not getting anything out of Lindor, so I guess we'll just still play him, but we need help in the middle infield. That is what I believe they trade him for. But now Baez didn't come over, he can't hit either. So, and obviously their lack of hitting, and I'm not saying they're the only ones, but to my understanding, these 2 guys appear to be the guys who started this whole thumbs down nonsense. And you have Kevin Pillar in there as well, but I'm less concerned about Kevin Pillar. But these are the guys who are obviously, especially Lindor. I don't know Baez's contract situation, but Lindor is making a boatload of money, $34 million a year, and that's all you getting from him. And now you want to go out there and blame it on the fans because they booing you. No, play better. Then you play better, you start hitting the ball and living up to your contract. They'll stop booing and they'll stop cheering. It's not hard. You think Bryce Harper don't deal with this from time to time? If he can't hit, you don't think the Philadelphia fans ain't gonna give it to him? Yes, they will. So, and I gotta applaud the Mets team president who came out with this statement. I want to read it for you. Mets fans are understandably frustrated over the team's recent performance. Players in the organization equally frustrated. But fans at Citi Field have every right to express their own disappointment. Booing is every fan's right. The Mets will not tolerate any player gesture that is unprofessional in its meaning or is directed in a negative way toward our fans. I will be meeting with players and staff to convey this message directly. I believe he did that, which is why you saw Baez and Lindor come out and apologize yesterday as well. They should have. I think it's just, and as you said before the show, baseball dealt with a whole lot of foolishness this year. This to me is way less a big deal than any of some of them other things. This is just a New York Met problem. But still, this is a terrible look for a team in the biggest city in this country who were having a very nice season, but now they just look terrible. You got ESPN writers, like, they got the post-mortem columns up talking about, well, yeah, they pretty much done, even though you still got a full month in the season, but nah, they pretty much done. And it's just a shame because they got a lot of talent out there. You know about Jacob deGrom, the top of the line starter, best pitcher in baseball as it stands. And they've made some signings. They some of these signings, the Lindor signing looked great. This is a guy who, arguably the best shortstop in the game, and now he just can't play somehow, some way. So this is the fans should have no blame in this at all. They should boo even louder now that until the Mets start winning. That guys like Baez and Lindor want to pull a stunt like this. I think it's a disgrace.
It's pretty strong words from my partner over there. I agree with you. They was wrong. But here's why I do agree with you that they was wrong. Because Javier Baez said it himself. Once it was a part of the game, right? So they did the thumbs down, all that, and then they got back into the game. And I want to say either Lindor or Baez, one of them scored the game-winning. Like, my man ran from first base all the way home. Like, gave it all he got. The old college boy tried, and he got it, and they ended up winning the game. Then the fans was cheering. And even Javier Baez had to say, like, listen, like, We was wrong. We was definitely wrong for that. But we're frustrated. And then when we heard the fans cheer, like that's what we want. We just want the fans to know we want to win as bad as they want us to win. And listen, just like you said, the fans they can boo. Like as long as they ain't like saying nothing crazy and throwing stuff on the field, they are definitely allowed to boo. Because this is what Javier Baez said. I can't be mad they pay our salary. Oh yeah, you're right about that. They sure do, buddy. Glad you know.
All $341 million at Lindor.
So, listen, they know they was wrong. But I think the big captivating moment was like when the fans said, okay, yeah, we boo these dudes when they be bad, but hey, we got to give them some love on this one. That was a pretty good way to win the game. Now they seem like they're trying to be in the mix. And I like you said, I think the president put his feet down. What I do like about the president is it kind of like, you remember we was having a conversation about the gentleman with the whole Dinger situation, right? And we was like, okay, the owner came out, was like, hey, this dude is done. Get him out of here.
Yeah, the team's Twitter account was all over the place.
Right? This guy came out and did the opposite, and I like it. He didn't put the onus on the fans. He put the onus on the players this time.
Agreed.
So I like that, hey, listen, this is a two-way street. I'm not going to allow the fans to disrespect you, but I'm definitely not going to allow you to disrespect the fans. Because at the end of the day, we would not trade it for you if we didn't have fans spending the money that they spend, or the TV networks, or whatever the case might be. That money got to come from somewhere. So you need to remember that. And just like you said, it comes down to the simplest form of anything. If you don't want to get booed, play well. Play good. Play great. Play elite. I'm an Alabama football fan. Last time I watched the Alabama game and the team got booed? I know we talking about baseball and football, apples and oranges, but my point is they have not been nowhere bad enough for any boo birds to come out. I'm never worried about seeing my team play and then fans just boo them. Because I just feel like you play a certain level of excellence, you're going to be fine. The fans, they just don't wake up in the morning ready to boo their team. Yeah, I know New York is rough. I got it. But at the end of the day, you got to step it up. You signed a 10-year, $41 million contract. Wait, did you think we was paying you in food stamps? You thought you just do whatever you wanted to and we was going to be fine with that? Oh, okay. I guess you thought we was paying you in rubles or something. Pesos or something. Nah. 10 years, $41 million. I want a 10-year, $41 million contract. I want that effort out there. Bar none. You can put your thumbs down, up, sideways. I don't give a rip. I want the performance of the contract that you signed. Bar none. So don't get mad at me. Get mad at your agent. Because he don't want to agree to it, right? Then you signed it, right? So I'm going to boo you every time you don't live up to that $341 million. Bar none. So I'm with you on that. They was wrong. And I just feel like you said, this is a pretty simple concept. Play well. You won't get booed. Play bad, we're going to boo you out of the arena if we can.
Just to wrap up, the fans, I guarantee you they weren't booing when they was in first place at the trade deadline.
Exactly.
It's not hard. I don't know if Javier Baez don't remember that because he got traded at the trade deadline. So he wasn't he got that 9-20 record or whatever it is since he came over there. But the other thing is, look, it's not like as soon as a team does something wrong, they start booing. Booing is normally a product of just repeated, just poor performance. You know what I'm saying? Like the reason, like Alabama, they may lose a game every now and then, but they're not going to get booed because they got a history of getting things done. But if you come out here for a month straight, after you've been in first place in the division, you just start stinking up the joint repeatedly. Obviously, you're going to get booed.
Exactly.
It's baffling, but you're right. And I can't echo this enough. The team president, what he said, shout out to him because that is, we hear a lot about executives protecting their players, but I'm glad somebody stood up for the fans here because absolutely nothing that they did wrong at all.